A good session, the last two. So the first session, Manoj being all the Viper concepts and things, and Prabhu taught you how to deploy and then launch the UI. So now comes in your part where you want to contribute code into our software. So let's start off like. This is a yeah. So there are multiple wiki pages, but I've just put down a set of steps which you have to sequentially follow in order to contribute to Copperhead. So let's start off with the life cycle.
So this, please focus on this. See, the thing is, now we are into the open source community. Okay, so we have to follow certain process to develop the code into the repository, which can go into your master branch. So we have some sort of configuration management Git tool, which will only allow you to check in the code only if you follow this process. So please pay attention to it and understand. If you have any questions, ask.
Yeah, so this is the process. So as a first step, you need to get your accounts. So I probably feel most of you have your accounts here. So the website for that is getting. So for those who don't have an account, you just need to get into this admin user page. How many of you don't have accounts here? Only two. Okay. Yeah. So you just need to register your email ID here and then get into the Copper HD. So there are basically three things which you need access to. So the first is the So the first one is the stash where you need to check in your code. The second one is the wiki where you get access, the Confluence wiki where you get access to all our information. And the third one is a Jira website. So yeah, so the Jira website is something like this is the place where you actually find the defects which you will be taking up or the features which will be assigned to you. So once you register,
any work start on the system once you have a valid Jira assigned. So even if you want to do something new, you have to have a Jira corresponding. So starting point is Jira.
So that's like a tracking point where you can update your notes, your progress and other things.
Your network is also slow.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically I'll explain you more about what a Jira is so that you get hands on. So you guys have even the Jira accounts? No. Okay. So I'll send across the links. So once you register into Jira, you get access into two things here. So the Jira and the Confluence are the ones which you can. Confluence is your wiki pages and Jira is the bug tracking tool. Yeah. So you can just go through this page where there could be a bug or an improvement or a new feature which could be assigned to you, and then you can start updating the notes and working. So the Jira basically comes in like three priorities: critical, major and minor. So critical would be something like the functionality doesn't work or there's a blockage, and major could be like functionality is there but lot of flaws, and the minor is something like could be a spelling mistake or a small change. So this is the life cycle of a Jira. So basically a Jira is opened initially, and then once it goes to in progress state, and then or once the developer resolves it, it's in resolved state, and then it goes to the QE and it goes to close state. So on validation, if the Jira is not fixed, it goes to reopen state and then again assigned back to the developer. He needs to resolve it to again get it to the close state. So from open to close is the complete life cycle of the Jira. Yeah. So now that you all have, let's say you have your users ready, and you go to the Jira. So let me take you to a Jira where we can go ahead and fix. So this is the Jira link. So you need to go to this site and then register. Yeah. So this is how a Jira looks. So this is a bug which is minor, and these are the components. You can actually list the components here. So in one of Manoj's PPT, you would have seen there are multiple interfaces to access Viper. Like there's a service catalog, and so CLI is another mode of accessing it. So I'm actually a CLI developer. So we have developed a command line interface to perform the same operations which were done using the user interface. So the whole thing is developed in Python. So we have a command line tool for that. So let's go to the.
So one thing to add, if you are also, you can also create Jiras. Initially may not be. So all this, when you create a Jira, these are the entries which you have to give.
I can show that also.
Yeah.
Create Jira.
Once you get the account, you'll be able to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will ask you to enter all those accounts.
Okay. So let's just go through this. So the Jira says that it's a simple Jira where there's a help text missing. So I've even listed the command over here. So I'll just show you the end-to-end process, how you set up a build environment on your Windows. You just check out the code, make the code change, how you send a pull request and get it merged to your final code. Yeah. So all of you have installed Eclipse here. Yeah. So you can, so basically we use Eclipse as an IDE here. So as a first step, I'll go to, you need to install this git bash console. I'll show you this here itself.
So our code is in the Git repository, stats, and this is a client for that.
So,
You have to use this
yeah.
checkout, check-in, branch.
Yeah, you can, if it, because it's Python, you can make the code changes there itself. So I've created a. So here you actually see the master. So, okay. So the code is, I've actually checked out the code using this git clone code. Like you need to create a branch starting with either bug fix or feature. So basically you cannot create a branch with other things. Bug fix hyphen, let's say ABC. Yeah, so this has switched to this branch. So now you can actually go ahead and make the changes before you push. Okay, so let's go ahead and now fix the bug here. So this is my Eclipse. We have installed the Eclipse IDE. So since I'm working on the Python module of it, so the important thing is you need to have a PyDev plugin installed in Eclipse. So that you can do it by just searching in the Eclipse marketplace. And then once you have just search it here, and then once you install it, you get the PyDev plugin attached. So this is basically to, because since you, any of you worked in Python? Okay. Since all the indentation is different in Python, you actually need this editor to, it will be hard to do it over the terminal.
Yeah, Eclipse is a very good IDE for all.
Sorry?
So it's good to be
For the development, yeah. But I think the indentation and there's a code formatting. Yeah. So now we'll import. I've actually checked out the code here. So we'll be importing the CLI code onto Eclipse to do the code change. So I'll say new project here, and then it's a PyDev project. So here there are multiple modules like file, block and other things. So CLI is the Python module. So I'll just be importing the CLI module to do my code changes. Now I'll go ahead and import the code. So inside demo test I have my CLI folder. So here I get my source code. Okay, so this is the Jira. So let me just, I have another dev kit, so I will just try to run this command there. Yeah. Okay. So this is the same appliance which Prabhu set up. So we can log in through the
They've changed password.
no. This.
Did you change?
Can you visit the font?
This one.
Duplicate properties,
Where is it?
change settings.
Yeah.
But explain them.
Okay. Think CLI then.
Yeah, tell them.
Okay. Yeah, so basically I've logged into this through Putty, and we are actually connecting to the main Viper and performing operations. So this is a profile file which points to which Viper we want to contact. So you can install the CLI on a Windows box as well, and by changing this properties file you can access it remotely. And then this requires an authentication.
So the Viper can be accessed using three modes. One is UI, portal service. Another one is through command line interface. One is the most service.
And through REST API.
The third one is direct APIs. So you can write whatever client you want it to interact with the Viper. So there are three modes of interaction. Again, CLI internally uses
REST.
REST API only. UI portal also uses internally REST API only. So these are two modes which have been explicitly given. You can build other, like for example, mobile apps also can be another way of accessing.
Yeah. Okay, the bug here is I need to just change a text over here in this line. So I'll go to my Eclipse.
So basically, can you show me the bugs? First you have to
Go to the
whenever
Jira.
you,
So this is the
assign to a bug, you have to first simulate it to see what is the problem. That's what was he showing, that what is the problem. Can you
so the description of the bug is this. The vpool -h does not display this in the text. So this is the command I ran here.
Now he is showing that this is the bug is actually this.
So this protocol needs to be updated with for the object as well. So
So first, to do any bug fixes, you have to first simulate the bug. Okay. And that's what is.
You need to validate whether it's
Reproduce it in your
So
environment.
once you have fixed it, you should also verify that that the bug is fixed.
so I go to that file.
You zoom it in. See the font.
This is the protocol thing which we see there. So I'll just be adding a text here. Okay. So using WinSCP, I'll be transferring this file onto my appliance and I'll be testing the fix.
The code change is made locally. Like
So
in
this
Java.
code change is on your Windows box now.
It's not mandatory that you do it on Windows. Only on DevKit also you can install the Eclipse. We have not covered the steps, but it is possible to do all this operation right on your DevKit only. So because we are used to this, So he has done the local changes and now he is pushing it back to the source code repository where it comes to that. This SCP is a tool where you can do it's some sort of a FTP, it's a secure copy. SCP.
So this is the path where I have my project. So name of the project. New one. Yeah, so new one. So now I go back to my test machine and so you can see this S3 Atmos FC which I added. So now the code is ready. So we can just go ahead and create our private branch and push the changes onto Stash.
Before that, can you show the Git status?
Yeah. This I'll
Now
just
you
have
can
to.
see that your
I'll copy it to that path. Test. Yeah. So now I've added the new changes onto JIT. So here
What is Jet used?
So here you can actually see the file I've changed. So it's in this path, the latest file whichever I've tested, now I've added it onto JIT. So this
And
is,
branch is also important. On which branch right now it is?
yeah, this is the local
This
branch
is
which
the
we created.
Our branch is
Font.
Bugfix branch, and this file is what you have
You
modified.
cannot see it.
So before
Properties,
doing any commit, you should make sure that this is what you have
Hmm.
intended to change
20.
and being done.
Okay.
And Git basically gives you all the help what you can do next.
Yeah, so the so if there's a new file we can add.
No, don't do that. Just
It's
commit it.
So this is the, I'm committing my changes onto the branch.
Yeah, you have to
AM.
space.
Commit hyphen AM.
Kumar, is there a convention of giving the message? What fixed message we have? and
Jira
conventions for
ID
this?
something.
Yeah, we usually give the,
You give-
okay.
So each bug fix what you do, there will be a message being added into that. It should carry the what big bug fix number you have fixed. Okay, without that,
Okay.
your commit will not be successful into the main branch. Okay, so make sure that your message carry the COP number.
We can add this in the pull request also. So now the code is committed. So now we need to push it onto the stash server.
So till now your code changes is on your
It's still on
branch
local.
only. Okay, with bug fix branch. Now we will create a pull request. Pull request is some sort of a diff which will be pushed onto the stash server so that review process can start.
So I'm pushing my changes, pushing this branch to the,
Main branch.
no, I'm pushing it to the stash.
So too many steps.
Doesn't matter, means it, all these steps are well documented on the website. We just want to showcase you that how the process works. Okay, it's not just changing the code and going ahead. It's a process which has to be followed. Without that, even if you have done a wonderful job, it will not reflect into the system.
So now our local branch is pushed on to the server. So we'll go ahead to the stash server and then access the. So the new branch we created is here. So I can go ahead and create a pull request here. So the pull request here you have something called as source branch and target branch. So once the approval is done, we can merge it to the target branch. So I choose this, and here this is the important part. You actually get a diff here which talks about the code change I've done here.
Does Eclipse provide this feature? Like
Pushing code directly, is
yeah,
it?
pull in, push in. Usually IDEs
Okay.
do like in
Yeah, it does provide.
You can do a JIT clone through
Yeah,
Eclipse.
means you should have the Git plugin into Eclipse. If you are comfortable with that, you don't have a problem. The line which is changed, this is the source file which has been modified and this is the change. So really you can see what changes, what you have done is visible into the review. And that's what everybody will also see.
I think few things you have to make sure that you review the diff, you don't inadvertently have any other changes, don't make formatting changes because everything will start showing up. If instead of tab you replace it with blanks, or your IDE, we have specific rules for how you should set up your IDE. Make sure those rules are followed, otherwise the whole thing will get reformatted when you save, and there will be a heck of difference and your review request will get rejected. So just be careful of that, only that specific change that you wanted to make is.
So there's one more important thing. In the description, you need to provide something called as a unit test report. So this should be like either a sanity script which was run or the outputs you got from the commands. So would probably copy this, and then this needs to be a, and then this is a place where you add the reviewers.
Basically, it means that you have tested the code. That's what you are sending as part of your review request.
So without the unit test report, we don't review the request.
Code.
So here I can add reviewers, but I think there will be a set of default reviewers for this. And then this is a place where you go ahead and create a pull request. So this pull request is ready. So it will go to these
But
reviewers.
if you click on that, you can see that you have been
Which one? Okay.
pull request should be visible.
Right. So there's a created and a reviewing section here. So when you go to created, you see the review requests you have created, and these are the ones you received to review.
Okay, so after that, what will happen that some core members of this group, Copper HD, including you, some of you can be the core member, will be reviewing your changes, and then everybody, once they say that they are okay with that, they give a approval for that. So you will get the approvals. Until unless you get three approvals,
Two
minimum
Two
two
approvals.
approvals is needed to
merge
get
it to
your
the.
code merge into the main. So once that approval is ready, this merge sign will be automatically
Enabled.
enabled for you. You merge it, your code goes into